Hey, Andrew here at SHOT 2020 with Aaron from Trijicon, and you've got this badass little thing that's just going to do all the stuff for me, right? I can now be an expert shooter because it'll even break the shot, right?
That's right. We're taking a lot of unknowns away for you. So this is the Ventus. So it's the first we know of in the world handheld laser-based remote wind sensor.
Awesome.
There are 4 1550 nanometer lasers on board. The center beam is for range. We can range out to 5,000 meters against real targets because we're getting a lot of energy down because of the collimated nature of the fiber laser beam. So extraordinary range performance. It's also got 3 beams that we use for wind. So they're 1550 lasers, so the laser light coming out we know the wavelength of. As that laser light interacts with dust particles in the air, as things move around, the returning wavelength light is, the wavelength is shifted a bit.
Doppler shift.
Right, so Doppler effect, there you go. So we measure the wavelength shift of the returning light, and then we calculate the 3D components because of the geometry of the beams that we're sending out. And we do that for 6 different distances out in front of you. We call those gates. We can capture wind gates, 6 of them, out to 500 meters. So 5,000 meters for range, 500 meters for wind, or yards if you want to talk in English units. They're pretty close to each other, right? So,
you can switch between meters and yards, I'm guessing.
We do allow you to change between English and metric units inside the device. So we've got a full-blown sensor suite on board as well for ballistic solutions. So we capture air temperature, air pressure, incline angle, GPS, magnetic heading. So we know where you are, we know where you're looking, we know how far away it is. We can actually capture target location data.
That's
and
amazing.
then we can push all that to the phone, and you can.
This is almost like a civilian glid.
Yeah, it's pretty
Similar.
close, yeah.
Like the forward observers use to spot a target and give grid coordinates and all that.
Yeah, we'd have to go out and test the all the accuracy of the magnetic heading and everything because it's there's some tolerance associated with it. That's the engineer and me talking. Sorry.
Yeah, that's incredible.
The answer is sure, we can do all
small.
that. Right, it is for what you get. We're actually really pleased with the form factor. This is a big leap in terms of what Doppler LiDAR has been for the last 20 years or so. Typically those devices were very big and very power hungry to get this kind of performance. So it's a big leap in technology to get to this size and weight. We're really excited about it. So the back half of the year is when we're targeting to be able to produce these units and ship them.
Okay, so this right here isn't a production unit. This is a prototype, but it works.
That one is missing a few electronic components. We have one over here that actually works.
Well, it looks the same.
The housing materials, the glass, the optical aluminum chassis inside, all that is production intent.
Awesome.
So really it's just, we would have to populate a few electronic components here and then load it with software, and that would be production intent.
So this isn't the one I'll be walking away with when you're not looking.
Right, probably want the other one.
So maybe, hopefully, probably later this year.
Right, that's the plan.
Do you have any sort of speculation on what it's going to cost?
We're hoping to keep things below 10,000. Our goal is somewhere between 8 and 10,000. That's all subject to change. We'd like to caveat that. So we're doing our best to make it as attainable as possible for the most number of people.
So aside from just giving values for distance and wind, and can this compute a firing solution for me?
Yes. So it's going to have the Ventus X. So the plan right now is to have 2 models. The Ventus X, which have all the sensors, the ballistic solver, the Bluetooth radio to communicate everything, and then a Ventus unit that just gives users range and wind.
Okay.
Not everybody wants to use our solver, and it may be more exportable if we don't have a solver and everything on it.
Oh, so, yeah, I'm sure that's all. ITAR's just all wrapped around this thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, State Department's going to tell us what we can do with it eventually.
Yeah.
So, but that's the plan right now. So Ventus X would have a full-blown ballistic solver on board, and it would be a mock drag solver. It's the same one we developed years ago for our CCAS, which was a fire control system for machine guns back in the day. So we've got about 160 or 180 bullets in our library right now. That's growing over time. So you tell us what your bullet is and your rifle data, scope height, twist rate, muzzle speed, all that, and then we do the rest for you in here. You don't have to have the app with you to use the Ventus. We're going to show you the solution in the field of view.
Okay, yeah.
You need the phone to push rifle profiles to Ventus, but that's it for what you need to have the phone for in the field.
Awesome.
And you can also use the app without Ventus, right? So if you want to use your own
okay, so if you
inputs.
can provide range estimation on your own, maybe through some sort of ranging reticle that some companies out there make.
Well, if you have a stadiometric tool and you can estimate range, even if you have another rangefinder that you've already paid money for, you can use it as well.
If only there was some company that would give us a ranging reticle that we could use in the field to estimate range based off of the proportions of a body.
19-inch width. You know,
I recently reviewed the Aurora, fantastic sight. So if you're using one, say an ACOG or a mil-dot reticle, and you're using that to range, you can input the range on the ballistic calculator in here, and it can give you a firing solution.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, will the software be available without buying this?
Yes. Yeah, we'll make that available via App Store and Google Play Store, I think, for Android users.
Cool. That could be a lot of use for a whole lot of people who can't afford, frankly, a pretty expensive product. Not saying that it's not worth it, but that's going to be outside of my range. And if you make a living making shots like that, you need something like this.
Agreed. Yeah.
And if you can't afford it, having a ballistic calculator in your pocket like that could be pretty handy.
Agreed. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, Aaron, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks
Thank you for tolerating me. There's only one more thing that I have to ask. Does this take Glock mags?
I haven't figured out where that would go just yet. But maybe
I'm just messing with you. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to be at a lot of booths. Stay tuned. I love you.